greatest of all time.
It was a celebration fit for a queen. A standing ovation as Serena Williams stepped onto the court sparkling from head to toe. Her shoes encrusted with hundreds of real diamonds. Tonight, she celebrates her final Grand Slam tournament before possibly hanging up her racket for good. Earlier in the evening, Serena beating her opponent. Danka Kovinic from Montenegro, in her pursuit of a 24th Grand Slam singles championship here at the US Open, showing her fans that at 40 years old, she's still got it. It's a full circle moment for the legend, who won her first ever Grand Slam singles title at the Arthur Ashe Stadium at the age of 17.
Just keep coming out and supporting me as long as I'm here. Know that I love you so much, and I'm so excited to be here. So much.
Fired up fans, family members, and friends came out in full force at this star-studded event to commemorate her tremendous career as one of the most accomplished tennis players of all time.
That's what it means for me, being able to persevere as a black person and also just going for your dreams, no matter how difficult it may be.
Williams has been a dominating force in the sport, holding 23 Grand Slam singles titles and 14 Grand Slam doubles titles, one with her older sister, Venus.
She's just totally changed tennis forever for women by her power and her agility and her speed.
Now, she's stepping away from the sport she loves so much. The 40-year-old announcing what many interpreted as her retirement earlier this month in Vogue magazine, saying she will be evolving away from tennis. Telling the magazine, "I've been reluctant to admit that I have to move on from playing tennis. It's like a taboo topic. It comes up and I start to cry."
You said that this is the perfect time for Serena to retire. What did you mean by that?
As much passion as she has, the commitment to the game hasn't been 100% because she's with her daughter or she has gotten injured and she hasn't been able to train as hard with injuries. She's not in her prime anymore. So I don't like to see her getting beaten by players that she used to handle very easily. So that's why I think it's the right time for her.
Serena Williams was born in Compton, California to Richard Williams and Oracene Price. From a very young age, she and her sister Venus were pushed to succeed in tennis.
Serena's the total package. I could see the athleticism at 10 years old.
Rick Macy famously coached the Williams sisters as they worked to break into the tennis world.
Do you remember the first time you met Serena?
Yeah, like yesterday. I went out to Compton in 1991. Richard invited me out. When I first got on the court, I didn't see it. We started playing competitive points, and the whole landscape changed. They had a burning rage. There was something inside these girls like I've never seen. Their desire to get to the ball was unbelievable.
Their childhood brought to the big screen in the 2021 film, King Richard.
I went up to Richard. I said, "You got the next female Michael Jordan on your hands." He puts his arm around me. He goes,
"Oh no, brother man. I got me the next two."
But regarding Serena, right off the bat, she had all the time in the world. She knew where you're going to hit it before you did. And those were innate qualities that you really can't teach.
In 1999, she would win her first Grand Slam, and the rest is history. Her name becoming synonymous with the sport, winning championship after championship.
How did the tennis world receive Serena when she first started playing?
Well, it depends on which aspect of the tennis world you're talking about. Like, they didn't know how to talk about her, and by they, I mean a lot of the media that was covering her, particularly internationally. I remember one cover from a newspaper in London when she was facing Maria Sharapova said, "Beauty and the Beast." Sharapova was the beauty. You can figure out who they placed as the beast. And so those little microaggressions that she's had to deal with over and over and over again just reminds you of just how mentally tough she is and why she is guarded at times. But she's still here and she's still standing and she's leaving on her own terms, and that's incredible.
And over the next 20 years, Serena's icon blossomed from perennial athlete to an on-court fashion icon.
We're talking the blue jean outfit, we're talking the cat suit, the iconic cat suit, obviously like the blonde hair at some points, and a lot of people appreciated it, and some people didn't. But the thing that I loved about her is that she never stopped expressing herself and being herself, her authentic self, in the face of all that criticism.
Her unique sense of fashion, just one of the many things that set her apart.
Did Serena change what the modern tennis player looked and played like?
She changed the way women play. Those earlier generations were very ladylike in the way they played. And what Serena brought to the game was not only muscles and training and athleticism and falling down for points if she had to, but she brought a new attitude of, again, fearlessness of go ahead, go for your shots. It's okay to make mistakes and it's okay to make errors and to really have ownership of the power that a woman has.
That power on full display in 2017 when Serena took the court at the Australian Open against her most well-studied adversary, her older sister, Venus.
And Serena smashes Steffi's record.
Soundly defeating her to reach a 23rd Grand Slam singles title while 2 months pregnant with her daughter, Olympia. Despite making it look easy, Serena experienced serious complications with her pregnancy, suffering dangerous blood clots following the birth of her daughter. But even after a brush with death, she returned to the court. But Serena's storied career was not without controversy. That signature competitive spirit, often criticized.
A lot of who Serena's been billed as, I think, especially in the media, has been in response to some of her lowest moments on the court or some of her outbursts.
It is important to remember and acknowledge that she's not completely an innocent victim in all of the way that she's been characterized. She too has obviously played a part in contributing to the way that people view her or talk about her or what they choose to focus in on.
Her fiery temper taking center stage at the 2018 U.S. Open Finals, amid her match against Naomi Osaka, the then 20-year-old upstart. Serena lashing out at the chair umpire after she was given a warning for allegedly taking signals from her coach in the stands.
You owe me an apology. You owe me an apology. I have never cheated in my life.
She was later penalized a whole game after multiple code violations, including what the chair umpire called verbal abuse.
That's the thing about Serena. She's a human being with a lot of emotions. Some tennis players are able to encapsulate that and keep it within and keep themselves controlled and calm. So it just proves to me that she's a human being.
It always feels like whenever she takes the court, all eyes are on her, for better or for worse.
Serena's authentic. She believes in speaking out if she feels it's, the truth. At the end of the day, I think everything great about her overshadows all of that.
And while Serena's legacy has transcended the sport, it's most palpable in a new generation of tennis players. One that looks a lot more like her and her sister.
I feel like Serena just taught me that from watching her. She never settled for less. I can't think of a moment in her career and her life that she settled for less.
18-year-old Coco Gauff went pro when she was just 14. Now ranked number 11, she says Serena paved the way for young women like her.
What do you think Serena Williams' legacy is?
Every single time you watch women's tennis and you see power, you see passion, you see the speed, obviously you see more people of color. All of that is attached to both Venus and Serena.
Her legacy, passion, grit, determination, never saying no to a challenge. For me, the longevity of her greatness is something that we probably won't see for a very long time.
In reflecting on her own legacy, Serena wrote in that Vogue article, "I'd like to think that thanks to the opportunities afforded to me, women athletes feel that they can be themselves on the court. They can play with aggression and pump their fists. They can be strong, yet beautiful. They can wear what they want and say what they want, and kick butt and be proud of it all."
This is a once-in-a-generational talent. You're never going to see this again simply because you can't get much better.
Is she the greatest of all time?
When you think about the fact that she's had to carry this sport in this country by herself, essentially, for a solid 10 years, there's not a lot of athletes, regardless of gender or race or discipline, that can handle that level of responsibility, of carrying the sport. Not just being the best in it, but being the sole purpose why a nation tunes in.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.